Okay, what we got going here, this is a Nucleus Colony that I pulled a split off of a stronger hive. It was queenless for 2 to 3 days. I ordered some queens and I put the queen in here. The queen's laying. All the brood that came from the split is hatched out, and it's really full. So, and this is a 5-frame nuke that I built, and it's not quite to spec. It's a little small, so on the edges it's kind of tiny. So anyway, one winter I made like a whole bunch of boxes and things, so that's where this came from. So I got a screen bottom board here. I got a slatted rack, the 10 frame deep. And I've seen some questions where people were asking how long should you wait after you paint a 10 frame or paint a box before you can use it. Well, my answer is I painted this probably 2 hours ago, so that's my answer. It was a second coat, but you gotta give these more than one coat. This is just pine, so if you don't paint it, it won't last very long. So there, oops, wrong part. Slatted rack. So what's this do? It's a lot of old wives' tales about what it does. Mainly, it gives so one thing for sure that everybody agrees on, gives the bees more space down here. So you see your hives with a lot of bearding on the front. This will give them more space so they can get inside, keep them out of the weather. And the other thing is, if the bees have more room, the queen will feel less cramped and less apt to want to swarm. So that's another reason. So, but there's people that say there's no data that shows that, and that's probably true. But I think it helps with the ventilation and overall hive, the health of the hive. So when you do put on a box you just painted not long ago, it's kind of sticky. Anyway, getting it on there. So now the next step, I'm going to pull the frames out of this nuke, and it's 2-story because the top's just being used as a feeder. That's all. There's just 5 frames in there, but they're jam-packed if I remember right. And I got to go get 5 more frames because you don't want to leave a lot of space in here. If you do, they'll start building comb off the lid, and that's not where you want your comb. So I'm gonna take care of that, and then we'll get started. Okay, here we go. Still a little, oh, this is just plain water. It's not sugar water. Helping them keep cool. Saw a hive beetle. Where'd he go? Escaped. Oh my gosh, there's the queen on the top. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. So I'm just going to catch her. So make sure she makes it to the new hive. Normally I wouldn't have shook those over there, but since I just set that queen in there, went ahead and did it. I marked my queens with blue ink this year because that's all I had. I actually ordered some pens and they came in this week. So those pens come from England of all places. Or the ones I got did. Same ones that Man Lake sells. The standard Nuc box will have a little more space on these sides here. This sucker is tight. There's no way to space your frames out to pry them out. It's kind of hard to get them out without smashing bees. There's a nice brood frame. So since the nights here don't get much below 60, or if below 60 at all, you can spread these frames out. See, that sucker's just loaded with brood. This is a really good queen. Actually, this queen is one I raised. That's why it's got a blue dot. I bought 4 queens from Bee Weaver Apiaries in Navasota, Texas, and 2 of them are still going, 2 didn't make it, and that's my fault because of hive beetles. One was hive beetles and the other was ants. Sometimes if they're just not strong enough, ants or hive beetles will take over and the bees will just leave. So brood, so 4 frames with brood on them. What's on this one? That's all honey and pollen. And that's empty. So now I got to get the rest of these bees in there. There's not a whole lot left. And I put duct tape on this from past experience. Keep ants from getting in the sides. So after I get this moved out, I'm going to move this box right here so it'll be in the exact same location. And bees won't know the difference. As long as they smell their queen pheromone. So what I'll do, since they're used to seeing this little block right here, I'm going to put that right there. That'll help them orient a little faster. A little stirred up. So now I'm going to arrange these in here. I'm going to go ahead and coat these with the Sugar Water Pro Health Mix. It's got like lemongrass oil in it, essential oils. It's Man Lake's equivalent of Honey Be Healthy. So I've got two more. I'm going to put them right here. What's good about this, I know the queen's right there. I'm not going to smash her. I'm going to label these new frames 17. So I know what year they went in. Get these tightened up together so they don't stick them together. See that queen or not. She's right down there. Got the blue dot on her. So I'm going to release her now. There she goes, down inside. She went right there. You always keep one of these with you in your pocket. It's called a queen clip. You can get them on eBay. You can get 5 of them for like $1. It's probably not that cheap, but you can get stainless steel ones as well, but I like the plastic. I can see through it better. That's basically it. So we're going to get the lid on. Notch goes up. I always put my notches in the front. I notice some people put them in the back, like Okie Rob, not to mention any names. I don't think it matters. So all the bees are gone out of here. So what you should see is up here they'll start fanning the queen pheromone. That one is good to go. I got to get my duct tape notes, transfer them over. So this actually is a split from my number 3 hive that had swarm cells. I caught that hive before it swarmed and I made it into 4 different hives. So that's what came here. That was April 23rd. Today's May 27th. So it took that long for them to get laying, have her own brood going, and be ready to expand. If you have any questions, put them down below. Thanks for watching.